Hey guys, I'm back with another market update, so let's get started. Let's start with Destined Rivals. I said yesterday that Destined Rivals is probably gonna stagnate for a while, and yeah, it's dropped a little bit, 35 cents for a booster box. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops a little more, but yeah, this happens. You're gonna you see these lines over here, like these horizontal lines. The stagnation is pretty common as people start to offload their supply. Pretty much right now, I have a feeling that yeah, a lot of people have gotten their allocations recently, or I don't know, I don't know if they officially got their allocations, but they've had enough information to wait a long time where this is usually where they start posting their booster boxes. That's at least like the pattern. I'm not exactly sure the exact method behind it, but usually like when it comes to like these sort of booster boxes, people will sort of list their boxes in different sort of orders. And usually around this time is when people do start list more of their boxes. You start seeing TCG player get a lot more than normal, and you see that the supply keeps refreshing itself. Like I said that the only trading card worlds listing for you, they have 600 box tier, so the quantity booster boxes usually remains around 200 250. That happened to join together as well, so it's like it's just normal that like even as we're seeing selling rate of like 50 boxes a day now, that's the boxes will continuously refresh itself for a while. There's enough people adding more boxes to sustain that 250 mark, and keep the prices stagnant for a while. And yeah, all the sellers over right now, they're kind of like priced very close to each other around that like approximately 320 mark. And just get used to it. It doesn't mean like it's gonna crash or whatever, but just be cautious. Like honestly, one of the biggest indicators is just sort of like patterns in the past and just how far we are from release day. Like we are well over a month before the official release day, and so usually around like 2 weeks to a few weeks, 2 to 4 weeks beforehand, we'll see a bunch of like crazy activity. Yeah, just wanna go to, this is the Journey Together box, and yeah, you see like this is 3-month graph. You see that there was a bunch of stagnation over here. It was around like 190 for a while, and then it started climbing to like 205, and all of a sudden like it would go to 217, 240, 270, and all the way back down to where we are now. So like you don't want to buy here where, let's see, Destined Rivals released on like the 20, I think it was like 28th or something, and so this is like too close. But there is some sort of like time period beforehand where even if you buy at this point, you'll still be fine. Like the price won't really crash that consistently or come back. But do expect some sort of like it will go a little too high and it'll drop back down. That's kind of expected for Destined Rivals. So whether or not to buy at 320, I don't know. Like I'd probably want to look for a better deal somewhere else. You get somewhere like without tax or anything, but it's a little tough. But yeah, at this price point, it's just gonna be stagnant for a while, and it is a better set than Journey Together. So yeah, 57 boxes sold yesterday. Usually about 50 bucks a day. ETBs are selling a little more consistently at the higher rate of like 30, and booster bundles are actually going up a lot more at 17. So yeah, the demand for the other items are actually like ETBs are a little higher than normal, and then booster bundles are a lot higher than normal. But the price per pack wise, like booster boxes are still the best price per pack. Okay, so Journey Together, it's really nice to see how Journey Together is doing at the same time, because we'll get to see how like some sense of how Destined Rivals will look like. So Journey Together over here. So the pricing wise, the normal booster box is about 250, but the enhanced box, which is the cheaper one, which I usually consider more the market price, is about it went down $1. And so the PCTB. The really big change though was like the case. This case over here, the cheapest case, went down about $4. And I just like to get a sense like what's the cheapest I can get booster boxes for on TCG Player, and now we're down to about 206. So it's not as bad as the 200 before. But yeah, I do remember people were buying booster boxes for like 275 at some point. So it's like quite a big drop. And so yeah, I'd like to look at the cases. So this is this is the booster box in that we're talking about, and after that, like it goes a little higher. It's about 1240, but we are stuck at this 1240 range. And the thing is that there's a lot of sellers that's 1240 range. So if like the demand's okay, like one case sold yesterday, but if it's not like enough, people will start buying. Will start lowering the price even more, which is already happening. Unfortunately, people don't really buy a lot of cases. Sometimes they're not the most popular item because they're just so expensive, but people will buy them, and it does affect the loose box, the single box market. So one was sold yesterday, and then it goes back up. Versus the other cases, have not been selling as well because they're just more expensive. So these also have potential to drop. And then I looked like a booster box demand. So booster box demand actually went up. So this is 36 plus 19, so that's about 55. So we're back at about the 50 to 60 territory before it went down to about 40. So despite like all these changes, trade ticker booster boxes are actually increasing back in demand, and ETBs 40 a day is kind of normal. PCTBs have been kind of stable around 15 to 17 a day, and booster bundles are selling a little higher than before, 73 and 91 the last couple of days versus like some days it'd be like 50. But yeah, trading together is kind of boring right now, to be honest. I'm just waiting until a lot of boxes are bought and the price goes up again, because we're like, why would it be reprinted? Like there's already been a reprint. The main supply of the trading together booster boxes is just mostly, I think, vending machines. I don't know if I've actually seen them there, but they let you have Surging Sparks. They would let you have Surging Sparks booster boxes before, which I haven't seen those recently either. But I think if anywhere, that's the main source of trading together booster boxes if we do get more. Alright, so Prismatic. I just saw a video from Nostalgianomics like literally this morning talking about Prismatic reprints and how the price hasn't really changed. And yeah, the price has actually gone up. And yeah, it's back to about 139, or about 139, and Prismatic is still looking pretty good. Surprise boxes are down about $1, and binders down about $1, but still the pack price should still be about $13.50 a pack. You see, loose packs $13.50, booster bundles are $13.50, and then you have some of the weird like text sticker stuff where the poster is $13, because they're just not as desired, and then the text are over here, and they're selling for like 12, 12.30, 12. It's just usually like one-off sort of sales, and that's usually what causes the actual listed price to vary. Booster bundles themselves, so the demand has been kind of not as consistent lately. It used to be like 100, now it's been like very variable up and down. Yesterday was only 70, and the quantity went back up again to about yesterday was about 700, now it's 720. So we're seeing enough bundles to still sustain like this sort of like demand kind of, but the price is still pretty high. So even with the supply being a little higher than before, we're still seeing above $80 booster bundles, but honestly they should be like a little more. ETBs selling still kind of low, like 36 per day, like 30 to 35 per day for like the last 4 days. It's a pretty low amount of ETBs. Packs have been selling about 40 a day. Nothing. Actually, there's more packs. So if I count, this is plus 10, plus 7, plus 22, plus that's 32. So it's actually 43 plus 32. So there's about 75 packs sold yesterday. I put the loose pack price to be about 13.54 over here to account for this, and there's not really enough product over here so I just put 13.50. Mini tins displays, they had a little more demand yesterday at 9. They still are very undervalued at $13.15 a pack. And Prismatic Super Premium Collections, I haven't really looked at these in a while. But yeah, they keep going down to each G player, and We're starting to buy more and more of them. Demand is picking up. I finally looked them up on eBay again. They're closer to about $300, so eBay is always like cheaper until because each player, it's only lets you sell if you're like this. There's like an official approved seller sort of system where not everyone can really like put up their listings, but once it's actually officially released, then the market price will actually be more appropriate. But now it's always gonna be a little higher. So on eBay, it's closer to a bit 300, sometimes 330. Not as bad as before. Before it was like $100 less. PCTBs, nothing too crazy. They usually sell about 3 a day. Binders, demand kind of went back down to about 6. Surprise boxes, quantities 160 is kind of iffy, but the last couple of days there's been more consistent demand at about 10 per day. Binders, yeah, like they're not selling crazy. The quantity did go down a little bit. It was like 4, I think at least. I think it was like 440 yesterday, but I could be wrong. But yeah, people don't really like the poster collections. So like they're barely able to cross like maybe they'll get lucky and they'll cross the $40. These 2-pack blisters I haven't covered much, but they've been pretty consistent demand, about 8 to 10 a day. Pouches have been selling more lately because they're being released soon. I don't know about this price though. 96. And then so that's it. Prismatic. Yeah, pouches are $19 a pack is just way too expensive. $70 is more appropriate. Okay. Crown Zenith ETBs recovered back a little bit to 138, and booster bundles keep going up. Like they're up like another $1. I told you guys before, I like booster bundles as like the best investments, just because long-term storage wise and people like opening them. People don't really like, and then also like ETBs are more for like collections. Like when people open, they want to go to booster bundles, which at this point in the market, since booster bundles aren't really, we aren't really seeing reprints of them anymore. They're going to eventually, as Sea and Sky gets expensive, they're going to eventually overtake it as people want to open booster bundles instead of Sea and Skies. Or like when I look at products for like if I compare ETBs and booster bundles, it's like in the future what's gonna happen. Like the supply of booster bundles, it's gonna decrease faster than the supply of ETBs because people are gonna open more booster bundles, and therefore that's gonna make the the supply lower, and that's gonna raise the price. That's how I look at these sort of things. Sea and Sky is like a new introduction where it's kind of the first time we're seeing this, where people open that instead. But yeah, we're seeing how they're getting really, really expensive as well. So that kind of complicates the whole booster bundle thing. So I actually really curious how this plays out. But as of right now, like booster bundles are definitely increasing in price. Crown Zenith, yeah, there were a lot of packs bought yesterday if I count the picture listing. So this is, if I count them up, this is like about 50. So it's like 49, and that's 54. And it's about 60, 74, it's about, let's say 80. Yeah, about roughly 80 more packs. I didn't really do the full calculation, I was a little tired. But plus 13, like that's about 100 packs across the year, so it's doing pretty good. People are buying up these cheaper ones, and yeah, so I put the lowest one as still 978. I think it was 979 yesterday. I think they just like decreased it by cents. Sea Sky is just still selling fine. People really are investing more for Crown Zenith. 6 yesterday at this price is pretty crazy. ETBs, their demand's going down a little bit, and they should be around 140. But yeah, we keep seeing sales over here. I think I've been seeing this BKS collects more and more. And in booster bundles, yeah, so they keep going up. Demand has been going up a little more too, at like 10 yesterday and 7 today. So yeah, I really like them as a long-term hold. And then 151. Let's see. So bundles dropped enough, but they're so variable that it just, if the price changes just by like a few dollars, the price per pack suddenly changes enough. But yeah, currently loose packs and booster bundles at this price are about the same price. And Bullion Wars keeps going up. It went up another 50 cents. So I don't really know how high this thing will go. PCTBs are down $4. Aptos boxes are on a sale again. They're down $3. Posters keep dropped again to about $33. But when you look at bundle demand, there really is more lately. 100 on the 16th, and then 86, and then 89, and now 107 today. Like, a lot of bundles are bought. And yeah, the market price really is closer to a 67 over here. There's only one person selling it for 65.50. UPC demand's been a little higher lately. We haven't seen like any reprints of those lately. Packs, 113 bought yesterday, so a good amount of packs, and I put the loose price at 1080, which is about the same. Normally TBs, nothing too interesting. 5 sold today yesterday. PCTBs, yeah, they went down a little bit, and yeah, there's been over 2 consecutive days of no sales, which is kind of rare, so that's part of the reason why. Santos boxes are on sale again. They haven't been selling that well lately, 2 a day. So yeah, at $50, there's this one over here. After that, goes back to 55. Binders, they were kind of slowing down, and now they're selling a little more. So people like don't stop buying these. Like, I really feel like they would, and then they never do it. A lot of 150, that just kind of shows how strong 151 is, and people have a lot of confidence in this binder collection apparently. But yeah, there's some sales over here for like less than 130, or some listings less than 130. And then posters, I don't know, they still seem a little too cheap. But yeah, we got a lot of supply of these lately. Alakazam boxes, the man's picking up again a little bit too yesterday. And Bullion Wars is still doing fine. 14 boxes is kind of its norm. And at this price, like, it just keeps going up. Like, after this one, 35.50 goes to 137. So Bullion Wars keeps doing well. 151 keeps doing well. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thanks guys, bye.